had my bandsaw for years. I use it all the time, and I have never made a bandsaw box until last week. What is a bandsaw box? Well, here's an example of one. This was the first one I made last week, and of course they have drawers, and I lined this one with felt, and this was the second one I made with a similar design. And the great thing about making bandsaw boxes is that you can't screw them up. You can let your imagination run wild and come up with all sorts of crazy designs for them. And I know you're asking yourself, well, Steve, if bandsaw boxes are so simple to make, why haven't you made them before? Well, that's a very good question. The reason why is because I thought they were kind of complicated to make. Well, Steve, there's plenty of books on the subject. Yes, but that would require, reading. So, if you want to learn how to make bandsaw boxes and you don't want to waste money buying books and reading, I'm going to give you the information for free. Start with one chunk of wood, like this one. This is one solid chunk of wood. Or you can do it more economically, which is what I've been doing, is you just glue together a whole bunch of pieces of wood into one beefy chunk. For this project, I'm going to be using red cedar. Now, here is my stack of red cedar. And I know you're asking yourself, where did you get that red cedar? Well, here's the secret. You become a woodworking hack like me and start posting woodworking videos on YouTube for a couple of years, and a guy sends you wood. This guy, Mike Takewell, down in Texas, out of the blue, sent me all of this red cedar last month. It was so cool. So, hey, Mike, thanks. And, hey, this bandsaw box is dedicated to you, dude. And this cedar is really cool. It's got some really good figure going on in it, and I really like the grain. So I laminated together 4 pieces of the cedar, and in between them I put in thin strips of oak, just to see what that's going to look like. Now here's the fun part. You take the face of your block of wood and you simply draw a design on it. Now the only thing that's going to limit you on your design is the width of your bandsaw blade. If you've got an 1/8 inch blade, you're good to go. You can do any kind of tight curves. But most of us probably have a 1/4 inch blade, which is what I used for this, my second design. The first one I used the 1/8 inch blade, but I figured most people probably have a 1/4 inch blade. And I came up with this simple design. And if you want to download this design to practice on for your first bandsaw box, just look in the description box and you'll see a PDF of it. Use some spray adhesive and stick it on down. This is the front of the box. So first thing you want to do is just cut the outline. With the outside shape cut out, you can see what that grain is going to look like, and that's really cool. You can also see where I cut down too deep here. I went past my line. But like I said, you can't screw these up, so when I cut out this inside part, I'll just take it down a little bit freehand. Next, I'm just taking a scribe and marking a line where I want to cut the back of the box off. And this is the box with the back cut off. Now I'm ready to cut out the drawer, and to do that you need an entry point, so I'm picked right about here. I'm just going to start here and cut all the way around. You'll notice I didn't really follow my line closely. I sort of used it as a guide, but I just kind of let this blade go where it feels like it needs to go. Now I can peel off that template that I glued on, and what I'll need to do is just glue together this part. Now I'm just very gently clamping this together. It doesn't take a lot of pressure. While the glue is drying on the outside of the box, I can turn my attention to the drawer, and what I'll do is I'll cut off the back of the drawer and the front of the drawer. So to recap up to this point, I've got the body of the box drying. This is the back of the box just sitting there. And this will be the drawer, and I've cut off the back and the front. Now all I need to do is set this down and carve out the inside. Now you could certainly draw a line on here where you want the inside of the drawer to go, but I'm just going to freehand it, you know, whatever feels right. Alright, and that gives me the inside of the drawer, and this little extra chunk you're not going to use, but you might want to save it because you can cut out part of it to use as a pull. And of course now I think you can see what's going to happen. I've got the drawer here, and these were the two, the back and the front, that I cut off, so I will just glue those back on, and there's the drawer. The only tricky part here is remembering which is the front and which is the back. But I think I got it. Now I'm going to make that drawer pull, and first I'm just going to slice this down a little bit thinner. And just cut some sort of a shape out of it. That's kind of neat. And a little bit of freehand shaping on my disc sander. With a little bit of glue, there is my drawer pull. And kind of looks like a pork chop, but I like it. With the drawer all glued together, I was able to glue the back onto the box. These require quite a bit of sanding, and this would be a lot easier if I had a spindle sander, but I don't, so I'm just using a hand sander. There you have it. Everything is all glued up, and I can put the drawer in. Let me put some finish on it, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to put some Danish oil on this, and as Randy Jackson would say, dude, check it. Look how that brings out the grain. Oh, it's beautiful. And there's the finished box, the red cedar and oak bandsaw box. And I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I mean, this is only the third bandsaw box I've ever made, but I didn't know they were so simple to make. I encourage you, if you have a bandsaw, to go ahead and try to make the bandsaw box. I hope this video has simplified it and made it a little bit less mysterious on making them. This is a basic design, and again, go ahead if you want to download my PDF design of this box to try out. It's in the description box somewhere, you'll find it. Also, Google bandsaw boxes, or go to lumberjocks.com and just type in bandsaw boxes, and you'll find some really, really cool examples of bandsaw boxes that people with a lot more experience than I have made. Some with multiple drawers and hidden drawers in the back and all sorts of crazy designs. It'll give you all kinds of good inspiration for making bandsaw boxes. And lastly, thanks again, Mike, for sending me the red cedar. That is awesome, and I still have a whole bunch left that I'll be making other stuff with. Talk to you guys later.